Okay, so we are going to look at how can we organize a paper based off of a thesis. So for this example, we watched the video of Aladdin. It's a little film about 7 minutes long about the story of Aladdin, and we're using it as our foundation piece from which we can create a thesis. So over here, I've written up for you the link to the text if you would like to check out this text, okay? Um, but then we have our sheet of what we did. So here's how you can take a thesis and you can turn it into an entire outline. Remember that I said to you, I'm going to argue that when you brainstorm, you always brainstorm towards a thesis. And this is why. Because if you have a beautiful thesis, you know exactly what you want to argue. You will streamline your work. You will not need to double up on your work. Your work will be made so much more efficient because you can outline every single step you need to cover. So, looking here, for example, I'm going to get this out of the way. Let me make this a little bit bigger so it's not as distracting. Okay. So, here's our brainstorm from the link above, okay? We said that this story was about hard work and a sense of accomplishment. It was about appreciating what you had, having respect for elders. We put down all these ideas, okay? You can look at the actual document and see. And this is the thesis that we came up with. Now, I told you we're going to start using some new vocabulary. So, thesis is a good word to know, but we're going to use the logic term. And when you talk logic and theory of logic, we call a thesis a major claim because it is the major thing that you are claiming or arguing in your text. So, our major claim that we came up with, we synthesized all the ideas above, and we came up with this major claim. The plot of Aladdin, and you'll notice I put it in quotations because it's a short story. The plot of Aladdin demonstrates to the audience that selfish desire often leads to laziness, a quality that may bring temporary satisfaction and happiness, but will never lead to consistent contentment and fulfillment. Alrighty, so you might notice that there are some sections highlighted. First of all, is that not a beautiful thesis that we came up with, right? But we need to break it down. From this major claim, what each of these highlighted sections are subsections that we need to prove. If we were going to argue this case in front of a jury, we would need to prove this step, and this step. These three sections, these three subsections. So we're going to call each of these a subclaim. So within our one thesis, the plot of Aladdin demonstrates to the audience that selfish desire often leads to laziness, a quality that may bring temporary satisfaction and happiness, but will never lead to consistent contentment and fulfillment. We have three subclaims, okay? 1, 2, 3. Selfish desire often leads to laziness. 2, laziness may bring temporary satisfaction and happiness. And 3, laziness will never lead to consistent contentment and fulfillment. Now, we also had this phrase at the beginning of our thesis. The plot of Aladdin demonstrates to the audience. We argued and understood that that does not actually need a separate paragraph. That's not a separate thing that we are arguing, okay? But it is very important that we take note of it because what it does is it communicates the type of evidence that you will be using. So in every paragraph, I should be looking for parts of the plot. Okay? I could say quotes from Aladdin's mother. I could say the way in which Aladdin thinks about the situation. I could say whatever, but I chose to speak about the plot. So I need to use the plot when I'm looking for evidence for each of my paragraphs. So what we're going to do is we are going to make an outline using each of these subclaims. Now, when you are writing up your essay, you do not want to write out, oh, here's the paragraph in which I argue this. You don't want to repeat the exact words over and over. So what you're going to do is you're going to set up your outline. So the outline of the paper body. So if you remember, you're going to have the intro and the conclusion, but in the middle is the body. So this is just the outline of the body, okay? We would have to do the intro and the conclusion separately. Okay? So you're going to take each subclaim, and that's going to be our major section. So I have subclaim 1, down here I have subclaim 2, down here I have subclaim 3. What you're going to do is for each subclaim, you are going to find things that support that subclaim, that prove that subclaim. And each of those are going to be called a minor claim. For every minor claim you have, that is considered your topic sentence. So every minor claim issues its new paragraph. Okay? So I'm going to lead you through just subclaim number 1. So subclaim number 1 says selfish desire often leads to laziness. So you can see we have 2 minor claims related to this. So we have 2 examples, 2 arguments we want to make that help prove this claim. Okay? So the first one is Aladdin's dreaming led to no work. Okay? How does this relate to the selfish desire? I don't know. Let's check it out. Here's the quote, the evidence that I took from the book. He, Aladdin, would lie in bed for hours at a time, dreaming of being as rich as a sultan. But in reality, Aladdin lived with his mother in a dilapidated shack, barely making enough money to eat. Okay, so here's a great evidence that shows he's not really working. Here's my analysis. Now, when you analyze, first you want to link how does this quote connect to this minor claim? Okay, that's the first thing you want to do. Then you want to show how does this minor claim prove this subclaim? Okay, so let's look at it. Aladdin's dreaming was not only due to his own selfishness, but it also helped to encourage him focusing on his self-centered wishes instead of working realistically to assist his family, even though he was a strong, capable young man who could have really helped his family. So, again, Aladdin's dreaming led to no work, yes, because he was dreaming because he was selfish. Dreaming made him selfish. He didn't accomplish his work, okay? This demonstrates that his selfish desire kept him from the opportunity of working, kept him and made him lazy, okay? So that would be one paragraph of its own. We'd obviously have to fix it up and make it sound more academic. This is a very long run-on sentence right now. We'd have to fix that up, but that's the general outline. Then we have another minor claim. So this would mean another paragraph for us, okay? Aladdin demonstrates how selfish desire leads to laziness when he follows his supposed uncle despite his mother's warning. So if you remember, his uncle says, I can make you rich beyond your wildest dreams. You just have to follow me. Here's the quote and evidence. Don't believe everything you hear, Aladdin, she scolded him. That's his mother. There's no such thing as a free lunch. But Aladdin saw an offer he couldn't refuse and went with his uncle. So our analysis says Aladdin is warned specifically against trusting a stranger, promising unrealistic things. But because he is just thinking of getting rich quick, he acts foolishly and just takes the so-called easy route, which leaves him stuck in a cave underground. So bad things happen to him when he chooses to be lazy. Now, that's just one subclaim. What I want you to see is that we can break it down nice and easy, and we can even know how long this paper is going to be. So each of these minor claims proves a subclaim, and each one is its own paragraph. So we have 1 minor claim, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we have 6 minor claims we're going to prove, each following this exact kind of steps, okay? Each body paragraph should be about a half a page. Every paragraph should average out to half a page. So if we have 6 body paragraphs, that's 3 pages. And then if we have 1 intro paragraph and 1 conclusion paragraph, that's 2 more paragraphs. So we're going to have 8 paragraphs. That's about 4 pages. So if you need 5 pages, then we need to go back and add some information. But if you have 3 to 4 pages as your assignment, then you know, oh, bam, I've covered it, okay? That's how you can take a thesis or a major claim, break it down into its subsections, and then use those subsections to complete a detailed outline that you can then use to write your paper very quickly and easily. I mean, comparatively to what you would do if you just start writing down your ideas. Okay, go ahead and look at the actual document itself, which is attached to the file or folder, and see if you can make this work. Thanks so much. Bye.